again on part 2 of the filling medium. I'm going to show you how to work with different fillers and little tricks or things you need to make sure. So first part is the liquid green stuff. Like I talked before, liquid green stuff really easy to work with, no problem with that. You just take it out straight of the pot and then you brush it on the surface you want to do. And I would suggest that when you're doing that and when you're trying to fill up, you see I don't put my brush and then like this, because actually you're scraping off any you know, the green stuff. So I would suggest that you tap it in the green stuff, and then after that you apply it really, you can see really lightly to make sure, and you push it, then take it off, push it, take it off, push it, take it off. That way you're going to ensure that the green stuff is actually going inside the recess that you're trying to work with, and not actually you're brushing it off and you're going to have to redo it 3 or 4 times. Once you're done, you take your green stuff from your brush, and then you take, you know, the green stuff, most of it out, and then you just slap it in water and just wash it, and then boom, you're done. You know, no more problems with that. That's the first part for the green stuff. Second part is polyester putty. The polyester putty is a little bit tricky, like I said in the previous video, to work with. So the first thing, you're gonna take the liquid, the polyester putty, you're gonna put it on a surface where you can mix it up. So you take it in, close it back, and that stuff smells like Bondo. So it's basically, it's Bondo, but they call it, you know, miniature putty. And then you take the hardener and you try to put not too much hardener, but you try to put at, you know, a line that's equal to the portion that you just put in. Then after that, I like to work with Q-tips, ear cleaners, sorry. I don't know why, but I tried many things. I used to use you know, spattles and little modeling things to work with it, but actually I figured out, and by trying it, that the Q-tip is a wonder. So you mix it out, and then after that, normally I don't use the Q-tip, I mix it out because it has some hardener, I just throw it away. Then I use another Q-tip, and you're gonna need actually a lot when you're working on an area, because that's just the nature of how it works. So the first thing, I don't have nothing to fill, but hold on a second, I'm trying to think about how can I show it to you. Anyway, I'll do it on this box. So the thing you want to do is that when you want to fill a gap, let's imagine I have a gap here, that this stuff is not the easiest to apply. So I take it like this out of the, I'm not going to use this, I'm going to use this here. I take it out of the mixing plate, and then you put it on. But if you put it like this, you see it leaves many scratches on. So this one, you need to tap it in a little bit like the brush. You need to just tap it in to ensure that it's covering all the areas you want to do. Then the next step is, once you tapped in like this, what I do is I reverse the Q-tip, or take a new one because I don't want to get my hands dirty, and I put it in my mouth, put some saliva on it, and then I just wipe it off. Then wipe it off. So the water or your saliva is what's gonna make, it's gonna actually ensure that the finish of it is gonna be really smooth, and it's gonna just leave what's supposed to be in the cracks that you're filling, and the rest is not gonna be there. If you're using a normal, you know, like a straight edge knife or something, and you just scrape it off, sometimes it picks it up because it's sticky. Sometimes it picks it up and takes it out of the hole. So by making it wet and having it being a brush type thing, you're just brushing it on, and you're ensuring that the finish is gonna be smooth and nice. Because it's really important, especially with this body, that once you put it on the thing that you're trying to fill, that you try to make it as smooth as possible in the beginning. Why? Because once you're gonna start sanding it down, it's gonna be easier for you to make sure that you know, you do a good job in sanding. Because sometimes in different areas where you're gonna apply that, you know, you won't be able to go there with a file, or you won't be able to go there with sandpaper. So the more you make it smooth, the better it is, in the fact that you won't have to work it too much. much, and especially if it's in an area where it's really hard to access with a file or with a sandpaper. So this is the other problem that you have with this this putty. I really like it, like I said, to fill out big gaps or bigger gaps than normal. The only problem with this kind of putty is that, you know, you see now it hardens really fast, and at the same time it does, you know, since the nature of the tube and the hardener, you always put too much. You cannot work with just a little bit. Compare like the liquid green stuff, you can just take as much as you want and that's it. So this is a little bit a waste when you're using it. Okay, and now the last part of how to work with the medium is the epoxy putty and the green stuff, which is basically both the same way to, hold on a second, the same way to work with. So what you want to do is, I'm sorry about that, I didn't think about taking a knife, taking scissors with me. So the thing you want to do with that is you would just want to cut a strip, and as much as you want to work with, and then once you take your strip, you take the paper off. There's two things you can do once you do that. Is that I like to take off the middle section, which means where the blue and the yellow meet, because sometimes there's a reaction that already occurred here. So just to make sure that your two parts are going to be pure and mix well together. And there's also, you can play with the mix. If I'm remembering, yeah, more blue is the hardener, so more blue the harder surface is gonna be. So if you keep it pure, it's just gonna be a little bit mellow. You can work with it, but if you take off, some yellow and you just put that much yellow in the blue, it's gonna give a harder surface and it's gonna actually harden faster. I hope I'm not mistaken, yeah, the blue is the hardener. So these two, you put them together, and I like to twist them and smack them together, twist and smack. So you wanna work with it until it gets to a greenish blue consistency, and that the color is pretty homogeneous and looks pretty good. Then once you're there, like now, then you have your green stuff. Little trick of the trade when you're working with it, if you're filling a gap or if you're doing conversion, try to wet your fingers. So now there's some fingerprints mark on it, but if you wet your fingers and you put it in your mouth, then you're going to ensure that there's a smooth finish, and it's going to be smooth. Same thing for your tools. If you're working with tools with that, the tools that you're using, you should use some kind of lubrication on it, so make sure that they don't stick to it and they don't leave too big marks. But that's basically it. But like I said, when you're filling gaps with the green stuff, like I said in a previous video, the green stuff is really hard to sand down. I guess that if you change your mix, I never tried, but if you change your mix and make it smoother, I would still suggest that if you have to fill up gaps, you should use this. What I'm gonna do is at the end of the video, I think I have some before and after pictures of gaps that I've been working on. So I'll put those pictures at the end of the video. Then you're gonna be able to see and see a little bit of the stage of the sanding. But one thing that's important is that you have to remember that it's really a long process, especially if you're filling gaps. Like for example, the Titan, I've been working on the legs for probably now, I think I logged in 20 hours on them. Of course I'm doing this to a Golden Demon standard, so I want the legs to be perfect, like there's no scratch, no bubbles, no anything on it. But preparation is a must if you're painting, and if you want your miniature to look nice. Preparation of the surface, make sure that everything is smooth, no scratch, that you have a smooth finish, will ensure that your paint is gonna show through. You know, if you have a best painting skill in the world, but there's mold lines everywhere on your models, there's some gaps that are not supposed to be there, then it's gonna look, you know, like crap because you didn't take the time to prepare your miniature. So I hope this video, you know, helps you guys. I just had this idea this morning to do that for you. So subscribe if you like the video, like it, and I'll see you on the next video. I'm gonna be thinking about doing something today, and I'm not really sure what are gonna be the other videos, but I'm doing this for you, so I'm trying to throw out there everything I can. So see you on the next video, guys.